You don't have to do it.
Well, I've started last year.
Just to explain you what's happening. Take over.
Here, what do you want to do? No?
Get in here, Joe. Jump in here. Come on.
We have the chance of having a world champion for leaders in the night. So I'll ask you a couple of questions, 10 minutes. I know most of you are very short questions. But first of all, I really like to thank you.
This is the promotional party of the new boys' voice at the tower. Brought to you by Boys Noise Records. Let's start.
Thank you very much.
I'm at my love.
10 minutes in the life of Youri Zoon. Youri Zoon, welcome to us, the King Citric and Pure Magic. Welcome to Ireland. How are you today?
Thanks, I'm doing fine. You said Pure Magic.
Pure Magic, yeah. We're just here at the bar with a couple of friends having what we call just a lovely night in Dublin. Sunday, you've just been here for a few days and we are very, very happy to have you here. A couple of questions about your career and your life, because there is lots of people who are very interested of what you're doing and the achievements you've done. We have like 10 minutes, so we're going to try to keep on the schedule. Where are you from?
Holland.
How old are you?
23.
How many years have you been doing kitesurfing?
11 and a half.
11 and a half, yeah? So since you were 12, yeah?
Yeah, 13.
13.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about so how did that all start?
Well, it started off, I was windsurfing from my 9th, then I was 13, and then my dad told me like, as soon as you can jibe like 10 out of 10 times on the lake, in the little bay, you can go to the sea. So that was my goal for then. So training a lot for that. As soon as you could jibe 10 out of 10, like no problem. Went to the sea. Then I started kiteboarding. I was like, you know what? I try it. So I got in contact with somebody, took lessons, and from that moment on, it went just like boom, straight forward. And
you knew that was it, yeah?
yeah, it was just. But I did a lot of sports: skateboarding, BMX, inline, windsurfing, sailing, and with kiteboarding, it was just like that click that was just it. And I knew it was just like, this is my sport, this is what I want to do, and this is what I become world champion in.
Yeah. When you were doing all these other sports, were you doing already competitions?
I wasn't doing competitions, but since I've been young, like even though it was in school, in the gym, or whatever, just on the local skate track, if one guy would do like a grab 360, I had to do like a grab 540, for example. So I had to be better than the other guys.
Oh yeah, so you had that in your blood, yeah?
Yeah, and even though in school, just running around the track, if that guy would run in front of me, I would just like, even if it would kill me, I had to win. And since I've been young, it was like, that was my drive, and it still is. I always want to be the best in everything I do.
Was that being pushed a bit by the parents? Or was that really just from yourself? Like your parents were into the competition, or was there anything?
Not at all actually. Like they're really mellow with that, and they're just like, if you want to go to a competition, you go to a competition.
They let you do what you wanted to do.
They support me in any way.
Yeah.
So they were there on the beach, they were helping me, but they were never ever pushing me.
Okay.
So the whole thing came by myself. I always said like, hey Dad, I wanna go to the competition. Shout out friends. He was like, sure. We get there, we start up the camper, we load it up, we go there, but you would never ever say like, oh, we have to go there or we have to go there.
Yeah.
So,
any brother and sister or any friends you were like kind of like evolving in early ages or early years of kiteboarding?
Yeah, I got one friend, one brother. He's 3 years older than me, and he was kiteboarding as well. Still is. He's actually a distributor of slingshot in Benelux.
Yeah.
So
well, that helps, yeah.
Yeah, he's into the sport as well. And yeah, in the beginning, you know, we were battling and we were always like pushing each other. And he did some competitions in the beginning as well. And then he kind of moved on to the business side of kiteboarding. You know, importing brands. He worked a little bit for F1 back in the days. Yeah. And then he did slingshot, and he still does. And that's his kind of thing, and I stick to the competing side of kiteboarding.
So far, yeah. But I heard you are really, really good in business as well, and we'll get there.
Yeah.
So first competitions, very quickly
Yeah.
to the top. Yeah. Peak
First,
area.
no, first competition I did was after 6 months. As I said, I was very ambitious. I always wanted to be the best, but I ended up lost. So I said, like, okay, you know what? Don't worry, I'm gonna be back next year. That event didn't happen, and then we had a Dutch championship at my home spot. No, actually, before I did a European Championship Juniors in south of France. I won there.
Oh yeah, Saint-Pierre, yeah.
Yeah, Saint-Pierre, yeah. I had like a own-made board, like there were a lot of guys actually there, sponsors, you know, nice boards and stuff that I always look up to, but didn't have that amount of money to buy like the gear, and my parents didn't have it either, so we made our own boards. And I was just standing there with the board that I made myself in first place, so it was really cool actually. And then we had the Dutch Championship at my home spot, 2004, and Kevin Langray, he won it.
Yeah.
And I wasn't allowed to compete in it because I was too young. So I told my dad, like, I'm going to be there next year. I'm going to win it. And he's like, okay, that's good. And then the next year, 2005, I actually won the Dutch Championship.
Was Kevin Langray still there, yeah?
He was still there. All the guys were there.
Ruben Lenton as well?
Also, not at my home spot, but on a different spot. But, I mean, I won the world title. And yeah, it was something really nice, you know, because I said the year before, like, I'm going to be there next year. And actually, I made it.
So you got there.
Yeah.
Were you surprised to get to the top on that year, or you were kind of like ready and you
No, I was pretty surprised, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but I just had a really good competition and made it up there.
Would you, like, there is like so many talents in Holland.
Yeah.
Why? What's happening? Is it because it's like like the cannabis is like allowed there, or is there a red district? What's happening about like the Ruben Lenton, Kevin Langray, yourself? What's happening in Holland? Is there any explanation? The win are better, or?
It's a mix of everything, I think.
I know it's a very politically correct interview, but like, would you explain something? It's just coincidence, yeah?
Actually, like I had the question a lot of times. I have no idea why.
No idea.
I have no idea. I mean, we have good wins, but
cannot be as good as Ireland. Yeah?
Ireland's the same thing. We're at the same level. If there was a front coming in, then we have the wins as well. So, why? I have no idea.
Okay.
Maybe we just because we're really driven. As soon as a bit of wind, if the conditions are nice, you're going out there. Like if you're staying in Brazil or Caribbean, you know, it's like, oh, you know, it's windy. I go tomorrow. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Skip today. No, in Holland, if there's wind, you go right.
You go for it. Yeah.
Maybe that's the key to success. I don't know.
Who are your heroes when you were kiting? Who you are like, because you started very young?
Yeah.
Who was the guy who said, I want to be like him?
Tony Humphries.
Jody Humphries.
Tony it is.
Yeah, but he started in the 30s, yeah, 90s, 30s, before kitesurfing, yeah.
Sorry. We edit that.
Actually, I looked at a lot of the magazines, but I never had somebody that I was like, okay, I want to be like him.
Yeah.
No,
you just
was like,
doing your thing.
I was thinking like, okay, if he can do it, I can do it as well.
Yeah.
And thinking in the end that's what got me here. That's what got me to the point where I'm at. I never had something like. Of course, I had something like, oh, that guy, man, he made it, and he has a nice style. But I never had one person. I was just like, yeah, I want to be like him.
And so now you're at the top of the top, really like two times world champions. There's lots of kids who are looking at you or looking at this kind of heroes or champions, thinking they live the dream. I believe you live the dream. How is the dream today? Is it hard work? Is it still the same pleasure? What's happening? Like you have now like a different view with the sports because that's your work. Yeah. You still have the same fires to go on the water. You have some constraints. You have to do some things that you don't want to do, or
no, I don't have anything that I don't want to do. That's what I said at the beginning. Like in the beginning, my parents were sponsoring me, like supporting me, and I always said like, this is what I love to do, and the moment I don't like it anymore, I stop with it.
Oh yeah.
I find something that I like to do, whatever it is. It could be it could be tapping pints, or it could be just cleaning or whatever. If I like it, then I do it. And yeah, till today, I really like it. This is what I do, and this is what I love to do. And
what's the best part of your job, Youri Zoon?
I mean,
besides drinking pints.
Yeah, exactly.
Lovely serve at the King's Street and Pure Magic.
I mean, that's a great part of it. I get to travel around the world, go to new places, meet new people, just have a good time everywhere, and still love doing what I love to do, and that's really nice. But on the other hand, it's hard. It's hard work.
Yes.
Like right now, it's very easy. It's chilled. You know, you're having a beer and having a good laugh. You're having an amazing weekend here. But on the other side, when I'm back home, you're doing interviews. You have to do your PR. You have to talk with sponsors. Work on development of products. Then it's competition season, so you gotta make sure you're in shape for the competition. You gotta train as well. So there are a lot of things around it that a lot of the young guys don't really see that they also have to do, because a lot of the young guys, it's like, you know, I can do a handle pass. I'm like, yeah, okay, but with a handle pass you're not there. Like, it's like, oh, you gotta sponsor me, but why should a sponsor you? Well, there are like a lot of good young riders. Like, and as soon as you ask that question, you're like, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, and you get you have to get the attitude.
Yeah, you have to get the attitude. You have to get really like, this is what I want. I'm gonna commit to it, and that's what I'm gonna achieve. And then a lot of the young riders, then as soon as I say that, then it's like, oh, okay. Like, there's not only just kiting, you know, on a free Saturday and Sunday. No, but
that's a little message for all the Pure Magic riders. Yeah, it's not just about having pints, and you need to work hard on the water.
work?
You're 23 years old, yeah?
Yeah.
23. So you were saying that you invested in a little house and you make it up and everything. Yeah. Do you sometimes feel like at 23 years old, after already so many years of traveling, you already want to settle down, or the world is not enough and you still want to go away, or sometimes you really feel like you need to come back home? And
I know, the world is such a big place, it's an amazing place, and there is so much still to discover. Yeah. I've been in a lot of places, but I probably haven't seen even half of the world. It's crazy to say that, because I've been to a lot of places, but there's still so much to discover, and there's so much amazing spots that I definitely want to go to. And
what you think of Ireland? I know you came really late on the season.
Yeah.
Take that one. Free drink. It's November. That's your second time. What is your feedback and the experience about Ireland?
Well, as soon as we were chatting, you contacted me on Facebook and you said, like, yeah, you want to come to Ireland. I told you already that I was actually planning a trip with a friend of mine. Just load up the car, get the windsurf board, subboards, surfboards, kitesurf gear, everything in there, drive to Ireland and just have a little bit of a road trip. But because of my shoulder injury, like, things got a little bit messed up. But I mean, Ireland always inspired me in some kind of way. It's just totally different, just like so pure, you know.
And magic, baby. Pure magic.
Pure
I know you said pure, you said the magic.
But I have to say that we are very, very glad to welcome you in it's one of the best countries, I think it's the best country to live, and the lifestyle is great. It's simple things, simple pleasure. You could see the conditions as well. Very easy conditions, 50 knots.
Just regular days. But I mean, I saw the spot, and the spot has a lot of potential, and it's just, you have to come here, I think, with like last week I was in Dubai. Yes. It's like, Dubai is there, and the island is right there. It's like the total opposite. But
you're in the desert, yeah?
To me, it's, I mean, there was like, there's luxury cars, there's like 7-star hotels, and last night I was eating up in a restaurant, like, top of the art restaurant, like super fancy. And then you come here, and for me that's like really something that, I mean, that's the world. That's like, there's so many different places, and like the island is like, it's beautiful. I really like it, and definitely something I want to come back to for sure.
Very, very good. Did you What did you think about the level of the guys here and the young guys like riding with the 3 meters and stuff like that?
Owen?
Yeah, Owen and the young riders. How did you find them? Because
I think
because they're already riding with boots and everything.
yeah, I mean, during the day I think he lost his balls, but during the night they made
Okay, we will cut that. We will cut that.
during the night they made up everything.
Okay, right.
We had a great time.
Let's go to a different. Coming back to your career before I get to the hot topics and maybe a couple of questions for the public. Very hard questions. What's the best moment of your career? Because we are only focused on the positive things on this interview, so I'm not going to ask you the worst, but what's the best moment? Besides the FHM cover.
Okay.
Which you stole from me.
Probably the first world title.
First world title, yeah.
Because I mean, the second world title was amazing as well, but the first world title I had an amazing year. I won 6 out of 7 competitions. And that was never been done before in a peak race, so that was already one thing. And then I won the world title as well. For me, that was just like the goal I've been training and working for pretty much since my 13th age. So yeah, that was.
Is it like I heard from someone that someone say like it's not the most important thing is not to meet the most beautiful girl or the perfect girl in the world, but once you meet her is to keep her.
Yeah.
So now that's the plan, yeah. You had it like for 2 years in a row. You want more, yeah?
Yeah,
You
that's what it. After the first time, I was
That's
just
your-
like, yeah, okay. I mean, one that's nice. I did a really good year, won 6 out of 7, and so. But then I was like, you know, I don't want to have 1. I want to have 2. I want to have more. And then the second year was just like, for me, it was kind of like a proof. Even though I had a super good year, but I wanted to prove that I was just like, okay, I've done it once, I can do it twice.
Yes.
And then when I won the second world title, I was like, okay,
We'll do
done
it
twice, yeah.
3 times, yeah.
Yeah,
Very
and
good.
I want to have 3 times.
What's the what you think like? I know it's a wide questions, but like I'm not gonna ask you where the sport's gonna go, but like at your level now, technically speaking, for all the kind of like geeks of the kite surfing, where you want to be, what do you want to achieve now? Like, you know, someone who's gonna be cycling wants to go like faster and faster and faster.
Yeah.
For you in freestyle, what is it gonna be? Because
I wanna push the sport in a direction. I mean, if we look at wakeboarding, they're doing triple underpasses, and then I'm just like, why can't we do it in kiteboarding?
isn't it become like a bit ridiculous? Too many pass, or no? It's still.
Yeah, for the main public, yeah, it is.
But like technically, no. We still have
Technically
push-
not.
yeah.
I mean, that's. I mean, if you want to do 3 times, you gotta push yourself. You gotta go higher, you gotta go further, and you gotta spin faster.
Yeah.
So you're just pushing the sport. Then on the other hand, like even though if you do 3 passes or 2 passes, like to make it look nice, if you can achieve
So
that,
we have to get to the style.
you have to get to the style. If you can achieve that, then you're doing a good job.
Very good.
Because since I've started, you know, we started out with 1 underpass, and the second underpass came in, and then in 2010 I landed my first 900, and in 2011 I landed 2 900s as well. No, actually 3, and you know, you're pushing it, and you start to realize you get higher and higher, so you can actually take more time for the 2 handle passes, so make it look nicer. But as soon as if you spin really fast, it doesn't look that good. But if you can create the same height and the same travel and spin slower and spin more stylies, but still doing the double handle passes, I mean, then you're doing a good job. And if you can create that into a triple handle pass, you have to go massive, you have to go big, you have to travel far, and if you can
And take
still
some risk as well, yeah?
you take a lot of risk,
Yeah.
because landing
But it's calculated
and
most
crashes
of the time.
are really hard.
Okay.
So
Very good.
that's why that's where I want to go. I want to push it. I want to
Push it harder and harder, yeah. Good.
Yeah.
We lost the ladies now because we are talking about handle pass and so so I come back to the ladies now. Did that change some things to be on the cover of the FHM? Like when you come to a spot now, what's happening with all this lady, because you see like we have lots of fans here. Did that change your life to be on a bit? You receive a lot of fans, a lot of message and Twitter. We receive at the minute lots of Twitter message. I see that. Oh Youri, you're so hot. Oh Youri, we love you. Stay in the Kingston Chic a bit more. We'd like to see you at Pure Magic. No, did that change something there?
It did change. It did change a little bit.
Get to the point, you must get laid loud.
Sorry. What about your love life? Yeah? Tell us about your love life. Now, at the minute, yeah. Did you find love in Ireland?
I didn't find love in the island.
Hey!
Love with the sheep.
Not yet!
No, it did change. I didn't change that much. But I mean, you see on like on the Facebook page, my athlete page, on Twitter, that Instagram as well, that random people that have actually nothing to do with kiteboarding started following you and seeing like they're commenting on your pictures. And then you just see like as soon as you go like the Man's Health or did a couple of other magazines like similar like that you go more mainstream.
Yes.
And that's one of the things I actually want to achieve in kiteboarding as well. That is going more mainstream.
To appeal to more people. Yeah.
As soon as
so if you get naked, that's definitely gonna bring more people to the sport.
If I get a Playboy, then I might get like or not.
We can start here with this video, no?
Yeah.
Girls, let's do it. Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, that's why like we're doing like music and kite festival.
Exactly.
So to bring everyone
you have to get more mainstream
and kite surfing. And we could see it with this business event as well this weekend. Yeah, it's just touched much more people.
Yeah, you're getting
Great stuff. We're short with the time, and we know you're very busy. We have to go to a trial session now. We're just gonna go for a quick questions from the public. We come very many today. Jane O'Connor, yes, question.
Youri, I've got two questions. I'm sorry,
You just have one.
No, I have two. And they're both kind of technical.
Yeah. I know, but you don't have to go too technical. There's lots of ladies.
The first thing is, with regards to your training, like, do you have it's very easy to go out and go kiting, but to go training and to push yourself, do you have a regime that you follow, or do you have something that works for you?
Well, when as soon as I'm out in the water, I just go for like maybe half an hour, 45 minutes.
Okay.
But I'm just like full on focus, just like bam, 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 trick after trick after trick, and just do a routine. Just making sure that I get my tricks just dialed in like 10 out of 10 in every single condition. That's kind of like the routine I do. As soon as I have a trick like completely dialed in, I just see like, do I have more time? Can I make an extra rotation? Do I make a grab? Stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much my training schedule.
Okay, so a lot of learning a new trick is positive. Is muscle memory. So say when you're learning and you're failing on the trick time,
Yeah.
Do you have a point where you say, we've got to stop this and change something else? Or?
Yeah, the point is actually pretty quick because I hate crashing. I really don't like it. So I always I wanna try to learn the trick like in like maybe 2 or 3 times because also as soon as you're at a moment that you're doing a trick and that you can land like a trick like say like 9 or 10 out of 10. Then you get like you're creating a time, and then you just like think like, okay, I do this trick, but I want to do like an extra 180 rotation. So you have to calculate in your single trick that you're like, okay, I need about that much to do like the extra 180, and most of the time it works out pretty well. Sometimes it doesn't, and you crash pretty hard. But then you have to do it again. They have to go a bit higher. So yeah.
That's pretty much it from the break. Good answer. This young man there is a bear there. What's your question, young man there? About
I asked him. He said he gets laid loads already.
No,
I don't know, like.
You were asking about Agnan?
Is he jealous of Tony Humphries?
Leave Tony on freeze.
When will you be back in Ireland? You loved it here, let's be honest.
No, I did. I really liked it. I think hopefully next year, beginning of the season.
Ashling, be happy.
Good. Well, I think
You'll enjoy the Pure Magic party.
No, we got quiet. We only can wish you all the best for all this very young and long career you have. And I think, guys, slam chat to Youri Zoon. Well done very much. Guys. Good luck. Thank you very much. Great stuff.
I wanna thank my assistant as well. I know my boss.
Stop. He's been a great person.
I met my love by the gasworks wall. Dreamed a dream by the old canal. I kissed my girl by the factory wall. Dirty old town, dirty old town. Clouds are drifting across the moon. Cats are prowling on their beat. Springs a girl from the streets at night. Dirty old town.